because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes, walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go. There's no place to throw your trash.
Yeah, change the world.
I guess our slogan is catching on now.
Yeah, change the world.
These Japanese pictures, I've seen them. Put them up.
They don't
They're
have
terrible.
that kind of
Show me a
space
real
satellite.
picture. Show me a real picture.
Listen, NASA does not have one of those satellites.
Fake.
Why do you think that's fake? To make it look like this, which is what looks real.
If that's real to you, man, they faked 6
Eddie,
moon landings.
Dude, stop saying that.
I've spoken with enough people over the past while to realize that people are sort of, seems horrible to say, but kind of used to astronauts. We're used to people going up to space to the ISS, whether it's billionaires, whether it's people traveling around the world. Lots of people have done that. But every time you see a picture from those people, those astronauts in space, you see part of the curve of the Earth. Because for close to 50 years, everyone who's gone into space has just stuck to the orbit around the Earth. In the entire history of humanity, only 24 people have actually seen the full circle of the Earth. Because you have to get at least most of the way to the moon before you can see that. 24 people have ever seen with their own eyes the circle of the Earth. And now a Canadian is going to be part of the very next people to see them. It's a great day for Canada. It's a great day for us all.
Tesla shit on Edison. Food should be in medicine. Started dropping elements. Shit been crazy ever since. Yeah. Food should be your medicine. Tesla shit on Edison. Started dropping elements and shit been crazy ever since. Don't ask me who I'm voting for, a donkey or an elephant. I do not have a preference. Now miss me with that extra shit. I am not a pessimist. I'm just too intelligent. I learn to see the world the way it is and make the best of it. A leader to a state is like a god to a reverend. One hell of an interest, even better when I'm exiting. Brand new effing it. Ain't got time for questioning. Shooting through the rhetoric, I think I need an extra clip. I ain't got a ghostwriter, this is not a reference. I switch the style up, Betty Gordo on some tech and shit. Evidence, let's look at the evidence. Mother Earth, what's your measurements? Flatline, navigating the field of landmine. There's no superior bloodline. Yeah. Fuck award shows, we need justice in the courtroom. When I get to talking real shit, they say you bugging dudes. Gonna take more than getting something trending on Twitter. It's gonna take more coexist, bumper stickers. The question, I always say this question. How did you get into the music business? Where you let in or blessed in? I'm guessing I never signed my name in blood or sacrificed my best friend. I got as far as I could go before I hit the dead end. Sit back and let it set in. Hollywood, love where dresses. This is where I step in. And I know you don't wanna hear it. Bounce, flatline. Food is for the last time. Flatline, flatline. There's no superior bloodline.
A good life, you know, and like think about moving the whole human race ahead a step or a few steps. And or half a step. Yeah, or a half a step or anything.
They more chase each other around. It's like the serpent that eats its own tail, you know, and it goes round and round like that. And if you can stand in between them, they make big figure eights on their sides in your head.
This is a challenge. Introducing the Flat Earth Challenge. You may not know it, but someone close to you is one of the millions of people that now believes the Earth is flat. It's hard for them to admit it because of social shame, but they know it's true and logical because they've looked into it extensively.
Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. It's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator. But it's like pear-shaped. It's like pear-shaped. It's like pear-shaped. I'm telling you, gravity really is the curvature of space and time. Can't do anything else but do that.
This is the big one. 400 millimeters with many pieces of glass so we can focus on what's going on in the world. 3 important things when you take a picture from space. Focus, frame, and flare.
put it into a computer where they created this model of my mind. Yes, using that model.
Two politicians are arguing about whether science is true. It means nothing gets done. Nothing.
Nothing.
It's the beginning of the end of an informed democracy. It may be the beginning of the end of our informed democracy.
So fast, so fast. Huh, what happens when we sneeze in space? Well, let's try. So fast, pretty fast. So fast, so fast. Pretty fast. So fast, so fast. So fast, so fast. Pretty fast.
I mean, if it works for them, sure. Fine. Earth is a giant ball of lava with a thin crust.
Looking at it's like what we're saying is so abstract. Lesson 1, no curvature there to be found. How can it be a ball if nothing about it is round? No. Lesson 2, 3/4 of the ground is covered in flat water. Do you hear the way that sounds? Lesson 3, take a look at the stars that you see at night. Same constellation that you've been seeing for all your life. And never trust NASA, cause nothing they say is right. They're lying right to your face and they mock us in plain sight. No. You can straight up see the wires and the green screen glitches and the water bubbles floating on the spacewalk missions. It's detestable. I refuse to be another vegetable. Pseudoscience garbage will to me be unacceptable. Anyone with eyes to see don't have to be susceptible. Dispose of your globe in the nearest waste receptacle. We backpacking.
Believe that the other ball is containing all those massive continents, then you're free to believe that.
Hey.
What?
The Earth is flat.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Tunes?
The point of this, it's funded. It's funded by a certain group of people.
Guarantee. We went down and we watched you guys land on the moon,
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
what?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. About that.
That was very exciting.
Not a bad line. Not a bad line. Not a bad line. Not a bad line.
I want a cookie, or you know.
No, you got it. You got it.
That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we did go there, and that's the way it happened.
Joe, last one. New spicy Cajun Pringles. They'll put a spell on you, too.
So, sir, which tastes better?
Oh, the Pringles taste better.
Okay. Is that because they're less greasy, or?
Nope, just tastes better.
You know, a lot of people love these cans. Maybe it's the can you like.
No, it's not the can. It's the Pringles.
A recent taste test proves it. Pringles taste better than the leading bag chip.
It's supposed to be, you know, happening in the name of health, and it's just not going to.
It's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Knotted together. It's, you know, between the physicians, my nurses, respiratory, you know, we've all worked to try to give the best care possible.
The world was flat? I think the world was flat.
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on that one. I'm not familiar with that study.
Decision. Instead, you've chosen to travel the country calling people like Jonathan Isaac and others, myself included, flat earthers. And yet you travel the country calling people flat earthers and quit lying to people about the Israel study actually showing it better.
Whether it's from Israel, from the U.S., or wherever else, they have used the facts that have been provided through the rigorous research that's been done. 660,000 Americans and more.
The science is against you on this. The science is clear.
The world was flat.
We find that very insulting.
I am not the biggest fan of found footage. The majority of the time, it's just a way to do a movie cheaply, and they put too many attempts at camera trickery in there, and it just gets really annoying after a while. I've seen so many of them that had really good ideas that if they made them into a normal movie, it probably would have been good. But because they went the really cheap route and made it a found footage film, it just did not work. However, every now and then there's a Blair Witch Project or a Paranormal Activity or The Last Broadcast, something that does things differently and works within the found footage medium. Operation Avalanche, while not as good as those other movies, is still really good. When I first heard about it, I liked the idea a lot. That was what drew me into it. It's about 4 CIA agents that are filmmakers, and it takes place in 1967 when the space race was going on, and it's when the US and Russia were both trying to put a man on the moon. The whole concept behind it is coming from the conspiracy theory of how the US government used a lot of movie-making techniques to fake the moon landing so it would make it look like we got there, because at the time, we just weren't prepared. There was no way we were going to be able to make it to the moon in this window. So it's these 4 CIA agents who go to NASA, and they're posing as a documentary film crew, and they essentially put together this fake footage of the moon landing. Now, the found footage angle of it comes from them being filmmakers, and they're documenting everything that they do. And so in that case, it actually works, because a lot of found footage movies, the thing that irritates me is that they just keep filming. They're in the middle of this crisis situation and they're still filming. And with this, it made sense for them to keep filming. And a lot of times there wasn't really anything particularly crazy going on. It was more them just filming what was happening and just just the tension of them trying to do this very much under the radar without anybody finding out. Later on, there are some sequences that are a little more actiony, so they're running, but the camera's still on, and it works within the confines of the film. They also give a pretty valid reason as to why the movie is what it is, because there's a lot of found footage films where you're watching the footage and then all of a sudden, like, music will start playing, and it's edited together with footage that serves no real purpose except for pushing together a normal narrative film, and it doesn't make sense, because if someone took this footage and edited it together, they're not going to include character development and little moments between the people involved. They're going to just kind of cut to all the essential scenes to show, okay, here's what's going on. But a lot of found footage movies, they forget that and they try to make a narrative film. And again, that just goes to show, it's like, then just make a regular movie or come up with a better reason as to why you're putting all of this additional footage into this movie. And Operation Avalanche did that. Actually, at the end, they gave a good explanation as to why the whole thing was cut together and pieced out the way that it was. Through a mixture of new footage as well as archival footage, they were able to weave the story together and made it feel authentic. You know that you're watching a movie, but it did do a good job of mimicking what something like this would be like. I felt myself getting really drawn into it and was genuinely surprised at how well they constructed the whole thing. The downside was there were a few of the usual found footage trappings. As I said, they did keep the cameras running on a little bit more than you normally would, especially back in 1967. But I guess being that they were working with the government and the CIA, they had access to unlimited funding for their project and could afford to use as much film as possible. So that was fine. It was a little annoying. There were just moments where
Solar system is a shooting gallery, basically.
Got one that can see.
Under this new deal, individuals earning up to $75,000 will still get that full $1,400 check.
About releasing more stimulus checks. $1,400 more in funny money, which most of us won't get. And even if we did, it wouldn't really matter that much. We're already so far in the hole, nothing's going to get us out. See, here's the deal. People are being conditioned to submit to the edicts of government and wait for a government handout, while the self-declared essential politicians and corporate teleprompter readers not only get paid their regular uninterrupted salaries, but in many cases get raises. Guys, if this doesn't move us to get up and change the system, nothing will.
Surface, and he said, wow, he's in space, look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
What we're showing is an amazing compilation of AI pose estimation and real-time ray tracing. Let me tell you how all of this works. The first thing that we're doing is we're aiming a camera. When we're doing this, we're combining AI and real-time ray tracing in a way that would let a Hollywood producer, for instance, understand with just an iPad.
Research flat Earth.
And in the third panel, we see a blackened sky that represents so much to me of what's going on in the environmental movement today. Yet in the back, you have Hieronymus Bosch painting planet Earth when many thought that the Earth, you have Hieronymus Bosch painting planet Earth, Earth was still flat. 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 Earth was still flat.
Earth is flat, the 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 earth is flat. I'm on one now, pop a jig and dash it with some juice. All about the truth, 5 bars in the booth. What you wanna do, Sam? Born like a lion, taking heads off your pythons. Put the lights on so your kids and wives sing along to a song. Carry on, move along. If that ain't going high like an eagle, keep my eyes on my people. Make sure that we treat it equal. No, this ain't no video game, and we will not be played unless it's on your radio. Wanna hear me again? Here we go. Press replay. Pay attention to the words that I'm spitting. I'm on a mission. Show rocker, spitting foul. Pop the jig and dash it with some juice. All about the truth. 5 bars in the booth. Taking heads off your pythons. Put the lights on so your kids and wives can sing along to our song. Carry on. People, make sure that we treat it equal. No, this ain't no video game, so we will not be played unless it's on your radio. Wanna hear me again? Here we go. Press replay. Pay attention to the words I'm spitting. The earth is flat. 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 I'm the British widow of the moon. Split my back against the wall. No, I never fall. Been it all with my head up high for my people. Live. Control. The earth is flat. Cold. It's never warming up. It's by control.
Good morning, NASA headquarters. How may I direct your call?
I'm inquiring about moonstones because I've heard something about moonstones.
No, we don't have moonstones, sir.
So no astronauts brought any stones back to Earth from the moon?
No, we've never had any.
And they just start making stuff up. Yeah. Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Peter, I just hit a pothole in the road and got a flat.
The man who helped us gave her his card. I'd keep an eye on that.
This town is falling apart. Last week, the bridge over the collapsed bridge collapsed.
Well, you're a middle-aged woman with no job. Maybe you should get really worked up about it.
You know what? I think I will. I'm going down to City Hall to complain.
Hey. Want to listen to some tunes?
Welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show if you don't know. You don't know.
Play with what?
None of it will happen. And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
Look, Doc, I know this is a lot for you to take in, but we're running out of time here.
The abattoir, that's not important. But if one of you could put in a word for me, I'd love to be a Freemason. Freemasonry opens doors. I mean, I was a bit on edge just now, but if I was a Mason, I'd just sit at the back and not get in anyone's way. Thank you. I've got a second-hand apron. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It opens doors, I'm telling you.
Let's have a look at that handshake again in slow motion. What other ways are...
Into the soft light of this Florida dawn emerges Friendship 7, making its debut to the day of its destiny. As pilot over half of his 40 years, has flown in 2 wars, and is a veteran test pilot who 5 years earlier established a transcontinental flight record as the first man to average supersonic speeds across America. He volunteered for spaceflight, is one of 7 astronauts selected for Project Mercury, the man in space program directed by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Never in all of history have so many people shared an adventure of such magnitude. The time nears, and soon, this Earth path indicator in the capsule will begin showing John Glenn his changing positions above the world.
Status check, pressurization. Locks tanking. Have a blinking high level light. You are go. Water systems. Go. Range operations. Mercury capsule. Go. All pre-start panel lights are correct. The ready light is on. Eject Mercury umbilical. Oil evacuate. Mercury umbilical clear. Mercury evacuate. Lights on. All recorders too fast. T-minus 18 seconds. Seconds, leaving a nice vapor trail now. Looks real fine. Cape is go. We're standing by for you.
Roger. Cape is go and I am go. Our capsule is in good shape. All systems are go.
Roger. 20 seconds to SECO.
SECO. Sustainer engine cutoff. The moment when the final Atlas engine will shut down. When Friendship 7 should separate from the booster rocket and begin orbital flight.
Oh, that view is tremendous.
To John Glenn now belongs an awesome panorama. The world curving beneath him, just as it was filmed from an earlier Mercury capsule.
Roger, 7. You have a go. At least 7 orbits. Roger. Understand go for at least 7 orbits. The Friendship 7 can see clear back a big cloud pattern way back across toward the Cape. Beautiful sight.
Hello, I'm Colonel Mike Fink from the United States Air Force. I work at NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
Patrick Mike.
literally flatter the Earth stuff constantly, every week.
We don't. It's flat.
I think you accidentally told the truth.
Just gone, flattened, and all that stuff. So you can only just imagine what that must have done to the way they were in their lives. And Pete...
And I can't do this short, I'm afraid. I can't do this in sound bites.
And not use any gadgets or little sample.
Thanks for watching.
Anything like that, which I didn't want to use any of that. I just wanted to make it all played by hand, ding-a-ding.
And you have to kind of swim on top of that. It's a very strange kind of new gravity. Stuff in this other world as well.
You can clap your hands, it's all right. You got it now.
Wash away my trouble, wash away my pain with the rain and shine my love. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my shame with the rain and shine my love. How does your light shine in the holes of summer love?
There's no place to go.
I challenge your history again. There is absolutely...
The Earth is flat. There are a group of people that absolutely and honestly believe the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat.
You know, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
The Earth is flat.
Many people, Patrick, might label you as being an eccentric. Would you object to that?
Not in the slightest, I'm sure it's perfectly true.
Very nice. Is it a condition that you're feeling?
Yes, I think it probably is. It's awfully difficult to tell.
Wait,
I mean, does one not think...
Have you ever looked away from Earth? Did you know the warriors of the flat have become the tyrants of the globe? It's round about that time again.
Winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Near the borders of France and Italy.
I get it. You're a parabolic dish.
50 feet wide. I'm in the Alps.
You're the farthest away I ever reached.
Now, is this your last James Bond movie? Why, you want the part? I'd like it. I would like a sharp pattern, sir. You're very well. I've a letter here if I may read it to you. You made it from Cubby. Yes, or Cubby. No, it's not from Cubby. It's from Betty Colley. You may wish to be considered for the part of James Bond.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As bizarre as that sounds, but if somebody had told me that that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time...
Guessing right. Well, of course. What's not to watch? They're the best at what they do, and I'm the best at what I do, and together it's like, it's on.
What goes on in Sober Belly Watch?
All things beautiful.
Do you ever worry about them and the things that you've been through and how it'll affect them?
I mean, I can worry about it, or I can say,
this $6.99 any deal is too good to be true. No, really. I know 3 things for a fact. 1, the moon landing was faked. 2, the moon is also fake. And 3, this deal has Illuminati written all over it. I mean, think about it. 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any recipe, no questions asked. Well, I got some questions. Does that include meat lovers?
Yeah.
Original pan crust?
Yeah.
Are you a hologram?
What?
The $6.99 any deal. Is it proof that no one out pizzas the hut?
Round. Round like home. Round. Round like home.
Crap. I'm literally bringing the sun up faster by just literally climbing with the sun. I don't know if you guys can tell how fast it's coming.
Round. Round like home.
Hey man, people pushing the spherical earth, they're the ones that control the government, the media, the educational system. These people pushing the spherical earth, they're the ones that control. These people, they're the ones that control the government, the media, the educational system. And so we have got to get active, and we've got to call them on the telephone, and we have got to interrupt them when they're speaking. These people, they're the ones that control the government, the media, the educational system. And so we have got to get active, and we've got to call them on the telephone, and we have got to interrupt them when they're speaking and say, hey man, the earth is flat. Hey man, the earth is flat. Hey man, the earth is flat. 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 Hey man, the earth is flat.
This guy also proves that leaving Duke early is a mistake. Not only does he think the earth is flat, he also thinks that Elvis works at a Target down the street from his house. Give it up for Kyrie Irving! Kenny has the body of a Dutch woman.
The profession. Yeah, which profession are we talking about? Just look at it. Is it a legal profession? Of course it's legal. It's a legal my profession. I'm trying to read it. Okay.
It's too many diamonds. Ah!
Yeah, that's too bright. That's too bright.
Well, anyway.
Oh, Mason, are you a Mason? Of course I am.
Okay. That's a secret ceremony.
Because they're all over.
If you can control about 3 or 4 key elements, you can totally own a state. You can make right wrong. You can make truth falsehood, falsehood truth.
Marley, the 33-year-old suspect.
Take a look at him. Bam. Wow. Bam. Wake your ass up past you. Bam. That's what you gotta understand. Bam. That's who they worship. Bam. How people can't see this is beyond me. Bam. It's a ritual. Bam. You wanna see more? Bam. There you go right here. Bam. 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 Puppet. Bam. 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 There you go right there. Bam. 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 Look at this. Bam. Take a look. Bam. To show you that it is 100% Freemason all the way. Bam. Bam. He give you one eye symbol every chance he get. He's up. Bam. Bam. You wake up yet? Bam.
Because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes, walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
It not shocks, but it brings people into the reality.
So to rest in peace. These brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, know that there is no hope for their recovery, but they also know that there is hope for mankind in their sacrifice. These two men are laying down their lives in mankind's most noble goal. So, the search for truth and understanding. So, that's creepy. Telescope. So, I have to assume the answer to this next question is yes, but I need you on record to say yes, absolutely.
Is that true?
What? The earth is flat.
It's flat.
What you're seeing
What does the
here
world look like?
is
It's a
people whose
disc.
perspectives
It's
are
got a
different
dome
from
on
yours.
top, around the dome.
About this last
And then
night.
there's land, that's the disc, and then underneath that there's water. How do you know that? Drill. You'll hit water. What's under the earth, obviously, because otherwise how would you hit the water? It is the way the world appears. It's a perfectly believable cosmology. Perfectly believable. And the sun rises and the sun sets on that dome. It's not like the thing is bloody well spinning. Who would ever think that up?
It's not like the thing is bloody well spinning. Who would ever think that up?
There's nothing more self-evident than that. Oh, that's strange intermingling of that strange subjective fantasy that's right at the level of perception and actual phenomenon.
Why do flat earthers still exist?
I've concluded that the existence of flat Earth is the Earth is flat. Go right ahead.
You look exhausted by this.
Earth is flat.
Go right ahead.
I think that there's a lot to why people think the Earth is flat.
Earth is flat.
There's a lot to why people think the Earth is flat.
Earth is flat.
I'll never have the ability to be with.
Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
Scientists are trying to cover up knowledge that we don't know yet.
One of the great challenges is knowing enough about a subject
would think scientists
you're right.
would be leaders in covering up knowledge. That we somehow would be conspiring. That somehow we're all conspiring to make the world look like it's getting hotter.
Then rebirth. Much better.
So, flat earthers,
The good thing about science
Yes.
I conclude that the existence of flat earth is the manifestation, the simultaneous manifestation of two factors. One, it's flat. Two,
Get deep into your consciousness. And that there's no more reason to be afraid.
You're adults now, and this is an actual crisis. You got it? Safety glasses on.
Let's
get ready to rumble! You never think that up.
The good thing about science
That deep into your consciousness.
whether or not you believe it.
One big gum,
Science
gum.
That is true. Whether or not you believe it. Whether or not you believe it. Whether or not the good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it. Believe in it. Believe in it. Believe in it. The scientific truth. The scientific truth. That is true whether or not you believe in it. Believe in it. Whether or not you believe in it. Whether or not you believe in it. Whether or not you believe in it. It's called
Think